Hello students, welcome to the class of Python for Engineers at VIIT at the Department of Engineering and Applied Sciences. Today we are moving to the next video with Python flow control, functions and packages. Within this, today we are going to learn simple for loops in Python, for loop using ranges, string, list and dictionaries. So the outcome of the lecture is to understand loops in a Python and Python programming using loop block. Let's understand what is the loops. A loop is used for iterating over a set of statements repeatedly. In Python, three types of loops are there: for loop, while loop and do while loop. So one by one we will go through all types of loops. For loop. A for loop is used for iterating over a sequence that is either a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set or a string. For loop can execute a set of instructions once for each atom in a list, tuple and set. So let's see the syntax. So syntax for variable, for loop in Python. For, this is variable in sequence. So for loop along with the for keyword, in keyword is used. So this is a variable which you can use it to indexing any atom from a sequence. A variable can be anything, A, B, R, N, var, whatever it may be. And in sequence, the sequence can be a list, tuple, set, dictionary, whatever comes as per the programming. Colon and with indentation, body of loop that has set of statements which requires repeated execution. Basically, here the variable is a variable that is used for iterating over a sequence. On every iteration, it takes the next value from sequence until the end of sequence is reached. So let's consider some examples. For n in 1, 6, 7, 8, 4, this is a sequence, colon. So n is a variable. With indentation, the statement is print n, comma, end equal to white space. Bracket complete. So n is a variable. So for every value of n in a sequence, this statement will get repeated. So let's understand how. So for n, the variable first it becomes 1. So 1 in a sequence, it will execute the statement print n, comma, end equal to. So what is n? 1. So 1 will get printed. So it is a comma, end equal to a space. So after the space only, the next atom is get printed. So next atom is 6, 6, 7, 7 and last atom is 4 and the sequence is closed. So the for loop is used for the variable n for each atom in a sequence. Let's understand, can we perform some data operation in a for loop? Yes. For n in 1, 6, 7, 8, 4, colon, indented statement or body of a loop is print n into n, comma, end equal to space. So what happens? First n is equal to 1. 1 into 1, 1. Next item is 6. 6 into 6, 36. Next item is 7. 7 into 7, 49. Like that it will go to the last element. Last element is 4. So 4 into 4, 16. So by this end option, we can have all the elements on a single line. Else, in a normal case, when you write print n, every time the cursor goes to the new line. So we can have some mixed elements also. For n in h, it's a string, 23, 3.12, 12. So 3.12 is a float. 12, 23 are the integers. So print n comma end. So every atom in this sequence will get printed. Like that, we will see one example. So print squares of all numbers present in a list. So consider a list. Numbers equal to 1, 2, 4, 6, 11, 20. I need a variable for the squares. So I'm going to use SQ is equal to 0 for variable. Now here I'm going to use a variable VAL in numbers. So VAL will be consider all elements in a list. So SQ is equal to VAL into VAL. So the first time the atom is 1. 1 into 1, print 1. Next atom is 2. So it will consider SQ is equal to 2 into 2, 4. Like this, the operation is continued till the last element in a list. So the last element is 20. So 20 into 20, 400. And every time the print is a part of this for loop with the same indentation. So every time the value will get printed on a new cursor line. Next is a function range. How a range function can be used in a for loop. Range n generates a set of whole numbers starting from 0 to n minus 1. For example, range 8 is equivalent to the numbers from 0 to 8 minus 1, that is 7. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can be used as range start, comma stop. Generates a set of whole numbers starting from start to stop minus 1. So range 5, 9 is equivalent to 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more option is there, range start, comma stop, comma step size, colon, means the default step size is 1. However, by specifying step size, we can generate the number having the difference of step size. For example, range 1, 10, 2 is equivalent to the start is 1, end is 9 with the step size of 2. So the list is 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So we will consider some more examples. I want to print this. A list is defined. For I in the list, print I. See, the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can be used like this. For I in the list, here the variable is used, here directly the list is used. Or you can use for I in range 1 to 6. Whatever may be the possible thing, the output is same. So for x in range 1, 10, 2, print x, end equal to space. Output is 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. That is, first element is 1, last element is 9 with an interval of 2. We will consider one more for the string without indexing. For I in ARR, print I. So print I is a body of a for loop. So indentation you can observe. So output is string 1, string 2, string 3. Same way for I in range len ARR. Len is a function which determines the length of the list and it can calculate the length, and as per that the number of elements will be present. So for example, here indexing is 0, 1, 2. So the print I, AR. So first time I is 0. ARR 0 means str1. So the output is 0 str1. Next element is index is 1 and the element is str2. Next element is str3. So the index is 2, element is str3. Like that, you can do the reversing of the range also. For I in reversed range 1, 10, 2. So the numbers from 9 to 1 will be printed in a reverse manner. This is one more example. It is a set. I want a sorted set of this basket. So it is written sorted set basket. So apple, orange and pear. So we can consider list as we have seen the previously. Print each element in a string. So the R is VIIT EANDS department. This is a string is defined. So for data in R, print data comma end. So every element of a string will get printed. Okay. Next, now we will go with now some more programming. Now I want to find out the addition of first 10 natural numbers using a loop. For that, to store the addition, I am going to use a variable add, which is equal to 0 initialized. For n in range 1 to 11. Why 11? Because the last element is 10. So you have 11. Colon. With indentation, I want to make the add. So I want to add each number every time in the add. So I'm going to write add plus is equal to n, which is equivalent to add is equal to n plus 1. Okay. So whatever the number is there, that will be get added. So print sum is equal to, and the value of add will be assigned to the sum. So the output is 55. Same way we can have this one more example for a dictionary. So we can display the element of the dictionary. Now we will go first with the execution of the for loop in a Colab. See, this answer is 55. Okay. Suppose I made some changes. Okay. And I executed the same thing. What will be the change? See, sum 1, 1, sum is equal to 3, sum is equal to 6. So every time what happens? Sum is get printed, because right now the print is nothing but become a body of a for loop. So indentation decides whether the statement is a part of a loop or it is a outside. Okay. So same way you can find out the any numbers addition. So like that you can use the program to find out the average of a number. Many operations can be done with the help of for loop. Okay. The else statement for loop. A for loop may have an else statement after it when the condition becomes false. The block under the else statement is executed. So we have already seen what do you mean by else. When the condition becomes false, the block under the else statement is executed. However, it doesn't execute if you break out of the loop or if an exception is raised. So what is break we will see in the next video. But let us consider the same example with the help of else. Addition of first 10 natural numbers. As I said, I need a variable add equal to 0. For n in range 1 to 11, colon, indented statement is add plus is equal to n. Means every time add is equal to add plus n. Okay, whatever it is. And next is else print sum is equal to. So that means first the addition is performed and till the last element the addition is performed and it is stored in an add variable, and when the condition becomes false it will go to the else and it will print the output. So the final output is sum is equal to 55, which is exactly the same as we have seen previously. So here we understood the for loop in a Python programming.